How possible do you think it would be to plan a performance?
Part of me is like, what have you gotten yourself into?
I've got kind of a weird development for you.
There's no way I can do this. I'm gonna throw up. Immediately, everything I've learned so far, everything I've been practicing flew out the window, and on November 1st, my friend Nick texted me with an idea after he saw my improv video. He proposed that singing should be my next challenge and that he could help me with it. I would be lying if I said I wasn't hesitant. This would, in fact, be the most difficult fear I've faced yet. So like most of my other challenges, I committed to it before my brain had time to talk me out of it.
She sparks a flame in my veins, ties her tongue to my neck. I can't try.
So this is Nick in one of his music videos. Nick is a songwriter, vocalist, and guitarist for the indie pop band Chill. He and his band have recorded 3 EPs, numerous singles, and have even opened for big names like Jesse McCartney, Ray Shremmerd, I was actually at that concert, Sammy Adams, and Trendy. More recently, Nick is an artist developer, which is why this was the perfect opportunity for us to collaborate. So a few days later, we set up a call to talk about a plan for how to absolutely destroy and conquer my fear.
Not that you have to have a ton of experience with it, but what experience or background do you kind of have with it?
I've never taken formal voice lessons or anything, but like in 2020, I like went through a phase for like a year where I was learning vocal lessons online.
Has music been an interest of yours for a while then?
It's just something I've always wanted to try, but I'm just so shy about singing in front of people. Like literally even my family. How possible do you think it would be to plan a performance?
So the first challenge was, could Nick get me booked at a live concert as an opener?
That sounds so terrifying.
You've learned how to like conquer things that you're not regularly used to doing. Mm-hmm. It is the exact same thing, just a different skill set that you're building.
And the second challenge would be me overcoming my fear of getting on a stage and singing in front of people. Many people. So I'm about to have my first voice lesson. I feel entirely unprepared. I, of course, am just getting over a cold. Thankfully, today my voice is better. I'm nervous. Nick lives in Ohio, where I'm originally from, and I live in Florida now. So our first few voice lessons had to be over Zoom. Hello.
Usually, what I'll do when I start, just like warming up, is yawn a little bit.
We started by working on some super basic vocal exercises that I even struggled to feel comfortable doing. Wait, okay, I'm overthinking it now.
Oh, I know, it's gonna sound super weird.
Okay.
I want you to be able to feel that you're filling up your diaphragm.
Technically speaking, we discovered that I struggle with breathing from my diaphragm, which is essential in singing properly. Yeah, I feel like I'm in a yoga class.
Ma, ma, ma,
Ma. By the end of the session, I loosened up a little bit. I definitely tightened up.
a little bit.
How often do you recommend I do these?
Once or twice a day, just take like.
And I had some exercises to implement in my daily routine to work on my voice. So I just got back from a yoga class, and I'm gonna sit here and do the vocal exercises. These feel so cringy. I'm kind of struggling to get into the habit of doing these breathing exercises. That one makes my face itch. It's like almost 11, so my neighbors are gonna hate me. It is now Monday. My first voice lesson was Friday, so this is my second one. I actually sang for the first time today.
Summer after high school, rehearsal.
What I know now is that here I was singing scared. This is my nervous singing voice. Okay, 2 lines.
Oh yeah, you got it.
Keep going or what? The day, another round of vocal exercises. So I've consistently been doing the singing exercises for about a week, and what I'm realizing is that this challenge is going to be extremely mental. Part of me is like, what have you gotten yourself into? Using your voice requires so much
calm and confidence. I've been thinking through what I need to do to become this version of myself that can get on a stage and sing songs without croaking. So I've been writing in my journal every day, I am a singer. So I'm gonna convince my brain in the next month that I am a singer. I'm a singer. Hallee Smith is a singer.
I'm no Andrew Huberman, but I do know that our brains have this special capability called neuroplasticity, which is the ability of the nervous system to change its activity in response to intrinsic or extrinsic stimuli by recognizing its structure, functions, or connections. This daily practice of relabeling myself and visualization was intended to quite literally rewire my brain.
I've been doing a terrible job at documenting my singing practice, so now I have to do it in the car with Blake on the way to Thanksgiving with my grandma.
I was already starting to get comfortable singing in front of people I knew, but I still had a ways to go. So since I was back in Ohio for Thanksgiving, it was the perfect opportunity to meet up with Nick in person. So I just got to Nick's studio. He's gonna show us around. And it's actually our first time meeting in person, so.
I know, that is kind of wild. We've known each other for like 3.5 years.
I know. Okay, so let's go check it out because it's really cool.
Sweet.
He gave me a little tour of where we'd be working the next couple of days, and then it was voice lesson time.
Again, big thing is going to be filling up the diaphragm.
So we did our typical warm-up.
Shake out the stress, don't let the shoulders shrug.
Then Nick wanted to see where my vocal range was as compared to my first lesson.
Let's go one more. I believe in you here.
Send it? All right.
We're going one more. You got it. Yeah, there we go. Let's go.
Is that more relaxed?
Yeah.
Okay. I was about a month in at this point, and I had already increased my vocal range from our first lesson. Now, behind the scenes, Nick was still hard at work trying to get me booked for a show, but it was proving to be pretty difficult because of the holidays. Okay, we are back in Nick's recording studio for round 2. Despite that, we started practicing our set because Nick was pretty confident he could make it happen. The one that got away.
But you know, when the truth is told, you can get what you want. This time we're gonna do kind of the live run through. We're gonna move from song to song.
But that was when things started to get difficult, mentally speaking. There's no way I can do this. Like, there's no way I can do this. Like, I know I shouldn't be saying that, but that's where my head went. Something about being in that simulated stage environment with the mic stand in front of me and Nick playing guitar next to me made me extremely nervous.
One of the things when you go up in front of the mic is that your voice is being reflected back at you.
Where's the fire? What's the hurry about? You better.
So you know when you hear yourself on camera and you're like, yikes. That's practically what happened to me today. Like, we were in front of 0 people, practicing as if we were doing a show, and I froze up. Like, imagine being in front of those people. What have I gotten myself into?
What this day made me realize is that no matter how much I worked on my voice, no matter how often I practiced these songs, it could all go away in a split second if I tensed up on stage and quite literally choked.
We're starting to get closer to putting this like live show actually together now. Like,
Yeah.
How do you feel as we're getting close to that?
I just feel like I have to get used to the feeling. So I decided that I needed to get some reps in where I was in an uncomfortable environment, singing in front of people, but with low stakes. I am about to go to karaoke. My first karaoke where I am planning on going up and singing by myself. And so for the past 2 hours, I have been using a mindset technique to not freak out. This mindset technique is actually something I learned in my last challenge, improv, that my teacher told me about. She called it follow your feet. And if you've seen that video, you know what I'm talking about. But basically, it's the idea of one step at a time. Okay, first I'm gonna go change my clothes. I'm not going to sing, I'm going to change my clothes. Now I'm going to put my shoes on. And now I'm driving to pick up my friend Katie, who's going with me. And then I am going to a place called Lala's that happens to have karaoke. Then I walk up to the stand that has the microphone, and then I hold the microphone, and then a sound comes out of my mouth, which is singing. Yes. Hello. Katie's an actual singer. How long have you been taking lessons?
I've been singing since I was a child, a small child.
Katie went up and he's putting on music. I'm gonna throw up. We're gonna do great. Yeah, Hallee!
Slow down, you crazy child. You're so ambitious for juvenile, and if you're so smart, tell me why you're still so afraid. Like, where's the fire? What's the hurry about? You better cool it off before you burn it out. You got so much to do and only so many hours in a day. Too bad, but it's the life you lead. So ahead of yourself, but you got what you need. See when you're wrong, you know you can't always see when you're right. You're right. You got your passion, you got your pride. Don't you know that only fools are satisfied? Dream on, but don't imagine they'll all come true. When will you realize you're already
Give it up for Hallee.
So I faced the fear. I got in front of a room of people, strangers, and I sang. We did it! I survived! But I was still really far from conquering it.
You did great.
You did great! Oh my gosh. So Nick just texted me asking if he could call me, which means I think he has some news.
I've got kind of a weird development for you.
Okay, a weird development.
Think about 125 people, but
Like, audience-wise, or?
yeah.
I think it finally hit me that I've actually committed to singing on a live stage in front of an audience, and I'm having regrets. I'm having regrets. Like, what am I gonna do?
As much as I hate leaving you guys on a cliffhanger, I kind of have to, because this journey, it's not over yet. So hit subscribe and turn on notifications so you can be notified when I release part 2. And if you have a fear that you're thinking about conquering, go do it, because then we can be in this together.